My name is Queen Morgana, and welcome back to the Sims 4 Ultimate Decades Challenge. This is year 1350. I can't believe we're 50 years in already. I know we have centuries to go, so I shouldn't be, too shocked that I made it 50 years, but if you know, you know. But anyways, let's move on. We have to age up Nura's twins. At the end of the previous episode, she gave birth to twins. And as y'all can see from the machinima, Stephen and Mary are kind of getting close. They're confiding in each other and kind of developing a bit more of a relationship. What is that? Okay. But here we are. But for now, we'll focus on them in a second. But right now, let's age up these twins. I have no clue who is who. Which one is this? It don't even matter. They're both getting aged up. So let's age up the one you're holding right now. And I don't have my D20 out. Crazy. So just so we all remember, for infant roles, we want to avoid numbers 12, 16, and 18. So, okay, this is Gilbert. Excellent. Gilbert is not older. I should have aged up. Is her name Lorelai? I don't know. Oh, is this calm? He's a cautious baby. Okay. Cute, cute. He has freckles. We're not keeping the green ones. He's freaking out already. Don't go do whatever that is. Let's age up this one as well. So let me go ahead and roll for Gilbert. Your name's not Gilbert. Yes, it is. Okay. Let me roll for Gilbert. Gilbert got a 12. Oh no, Gilbert dies. Oh no. I don't do save rolls for my side households. Okay, let me just go ahead and roll for Lycia while I'm here. She got a 3, so Lycia survives. Gilbert does not, so maybe Gilbert passed away from SIDS. But guys, this means that Armando still does. Oh my god. I was not expecting this to happen. I had something completely different planned, but and in true Nura fashion, we're changing our plans right now. So now that Gilbert is not alive, Armando is still going to need an heir. So Nura has one more chance. No! When she had a boy last time, I was like, oh, she's good. She's set. Oh no. Okay. At least Lycia is alive. She's a sunny infant and blonde for some reason. I don't know. Armando, I'm sorry. Maybe it has something to do with these green freckles. Maybe he had like a sickness or something like that. But let's get a good look at him. He was gonna be a cute little handsome baby. Armando's not bad looking. He just don't have a hairline. Look at her daughter. She's over it already. She just came into existence. Okay, I have to. How am I gonna do this? Armando's gonna just be taken away. Unless. Oh yeah, I could just do this. So we're gonna say SIDS. Or maybe freezing, because it is middle of winter, so I guess freezing. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Nura. Gosh, we're 3 minutes in. Hello everybody. If you're new to the channel, this is I was gonna say this is not normal, but with me it is, actually. Okay, we're taking a brief moment to get a good look at Lycia. She honestly just looks like Nura. Yeah, this is just Nura's child. So she and Mary, sorry, that's not her girlfriend's name. She and Christina kind of have their kids matching a little bit as much as they can, but this is her name is Haley, but I'm too lazy to change it, but let's pretend it's something more medieval, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so this is little Lycia. She looks adorable. I wonder if I should have taken Gilbert into create a sim before he passed away, but oh well, sometimes in life you don't get to take your sims into create a sim. Nura is super tense right now. Right now, Armando is at work, but when he comes back and finds out that his only son died, he's absolutely going to lose it. Nura only has one more chance to bear him a son. And if it's not a son, like, she doesn't know what he's going to do. She gave him a son and then he suddenly passed away, which happens, you know. But the fact that it was the son that passed away and not the daughter, not that she would particularly want either one of them to, but if she had to choose, she, hate to say it, love Lycia, she would have chosen Lycia over Gilbert for her and Christina's safety. So Lycia's upstairs, Mary's watching the children. I guess she's feeling a bit delirious and lightheaded from this situation because if this doesn't go well and one of them doesn't have a son soon, their future is looking pretty bleak. So they're both extremely tense. The children are, well, the older child is mourning the little brother. The other one is not. So neither one of them are mourning necessarily like in sadness of the child, which I find interesting. They're more mourning like their lives that are about to end, as opposed to the kid. So she's outside and she is about to head across the street. Who is this? I don't know. She's about to head off across the street to see if her brother is home and have a conversation with him, because even though she's been across the street, even though she's been across the street this entire time, she never actually, not much, had a lot of time. Don't pick up the ghost of your child. Put him down. Let him go. Let him go. But just put him down. There we go. But never really had much of a conversation or about their lives or anything like that. So I don't think she's necessarily told him the circumstances that she's been living in these past few years. So what she's gonna do, oh, he's here. Okay, so he must have been off of patrol for a little bit. He's in a bad mood, as he always is. So these two are going to have a quick little conversation. Don't gossip. Deep conversation. She's gonna say, okay, brother, my twin, I need your help. Come on, guys. I need your help. She's essentially telling him, okay, I have to come clean. This entire time where I've been nannying for Christina and all this other stuff, it was really just like a ruse, a ploy, and we were actually in a relationship this entire time. Yes, we went behind her husband's back. Yes. Okay, so he's shocked to hear all of this information. She's telling him how she's essentially been like a mistress and an affair partner, how they got found out, especially after Christina's firstborn died, and then she just gave birth, which Nasir didn't know. So Nasir had no clue that he's got a niece and a nephew from his sister, well, now just a niece, and she's been across the street this whole time. So she's just telling him essentially everything that's gone down, and she's like, hey, with the love that me and Christina share, people don't understand it, people don't like it, we're going to, something bad could happen to us, especially to Christina and especially to me. And she's saying Armando is still at work, Christina's home with the children. He gets off from his job in a few hours. What time do you get off? He gets off at 5. And when he comes back and knows that the one son I gave him has suddenly passed away, she gets one more chance at pregnancy if it's not a boy. Then, she's telling him, I probably will die. If not die, then definitely be imprisoned. But then my name will be slandered through the mud. Probably your name as well, because you're not only my brother, you're also my twin. And this could potentially reach back to Hemford and Bagley and infect their mother, their other brothers, their sister Marjorie. Like, it could affect, I don't think he doesn't care too much about Marjorie, but Nura's like, hey, if this gets too out of control, this might affect our family. You know, I don't really think it'll affect them as much, but she's extremely paranoid. She's super tense. She's scared. So she's let's get out of the cold. I'll say that. Can we? I don't want to switch control. I just want to like knock on the door. Let's knock on the door so we can go sit inside for a second. So she's like, I need to figure out something to do and figure it out fast. So Nasir's just taking this all in. He's super shocked. You know, he's always been a rough around the edges, but he's always been a relatively good brother to Nura at least. So let's come upstairs and sit together real quick so y'all can have this conversation. She sees her niece and her sister-in-law. Thelka's probably like, what's going on? But she knows. Amir will probably tell her later. Nasir. Oh, look at the twins. Okay, so while he's taking care of these twins, she's just going to carry on this conversation. So basically, she is going to ask him a couple of questions. She's going to say, hey, I'm sorry for being distant and all this. I was just so focused on me and Christina's relationship. You've been across the street this entire time. I could have been better. Yada, yada, yada. But I need you to promise me something. So she's saying that she and Christina are... Okay, the baby's crying. She's gonna tell him that she and Christina are coming up with a... does he care? He's like, okay, I get it. I understand, kind of. It's a difficult situation. He's still giving her a bit of a side eye, though. He's like, what have you gotten yourself into? But she's saying that she and Christina are going to still explore their options to see how this can be handled. She gets one more shot, you know? Maybe if something happens and Mary also gets pregnant. Sorry, I keep saying Mary. I think it's because they have the same hairstyle. But if something happens and Christina also gets pregnant and happens to have a boy, maybe that'll appease him. But if neither one of them bear him an heir that survives, like their lives are ruined at best and over at worst, you know? So she's saying, hey, can you promise? I'm not going to drag you into this. I don't ask anything of you for this situation. I'm not expecting you to get involved. You have your own family and career and you know, name to look after and uphold. But if something were to happen to me, could you please take in my child? Okay, could you take care of Lycia or another child if, you know, if she has it? Like if something happens to me, will you please take care of Lycia or another child? So I think he's going to say that he has to speak to Thelka about this. He's acting all like angry about it now, but he might. He loves Nura. He absolutely adores Nura. He would do anything for her and Amir, but you know, this is his sister, his twin. They shared a womb together. They're grown up together. They somehow ended up in Willow Creek together. You know, they're not going very far from each other, clearly. So she's at the very least is being a bit selfless by not wanting to get anyone else involved anyways, because it'd be so easy for her to be like, hey, you're a knight. Can you kill him for me? And now she's getting angry. She's not even scared anymore. She's just pissed. But I would be pissed too. This is a very unfair situation for her, you know? It's unfair. There's no way out. And even if she wins, she loses because let's say she gives him a boy and she and Christina can still still continue their relationship. They're still continuing it in private through the four walls of their homes, sneaking into each other's rooms and stuff like that. They can't live happily or safety. Even if she gets pregnant, she doesn't want children. She never wanted children. That's probably why she doesn't really seem to care for her own and didn't really care that much about Gilbert besides the safety that his existence provided her and Christina. So she never wanted to marry a man just so she wouldn't be put in this position, and look where she is, a mistress on paper, like she in such a weird and complicated position, giving birth to children that she doesn't want, you know? and begging men to save her life, which is, you know, as the ultimate feminist, she hates. She never wanted that for herself. She just wants she and Christina to live as comfortably as possible and as safely as possible. So that's it. She just went to ask Nasir if he would be willing to take in her children or her child if worse came to worse, you know? Because at the end of the day, she may not care about that child, but that child is innocent. And she doesn't want to give the father the satisfaction of, you know, having the kids. Because she has a feeling that, especially because he doesn't really see the girls as useful, at best he'd keep them and marry them off to the highest bidder as soon as they're of age. At worst, he sends them straight to the orphanage, you know? Especially her children, because, you know, the other one, you know, that's his child through marriage. This one, she's a mistress, you know? So she's pissed. So she's going through a lot of different emotions right now. I think I'm going to leave her alone. She is taking the time. Okay, Nasir came out to talk to her. I guess he and Thelka talk. Oh. And he's yelling at her? Is he yelling at her for being stupid and putting herself in this situation? Or is he saying no, he will not take in her child? Because y'all actually have a good relationship. You should want to. Well, it just went down because he yelled at her face, but... Oh, they have a difficult dynamic. But they're good friends and siblings? Super siblings? I'm not sure. Y'all let me know. Do you think that he would... Sheep? Do y'all think that he's upset about the situation that she put herself in? Because if had she just like lived quietly or at least been more careful with her affair, then she wouldn't be in this position, and then he also wouldn't be in this position, because now he's probably a bit worried and stressed about Nura as well, and about the trickle-down effect that Nura's situation could have on his family. Not even the people that live in Hanford on Bagley, just him being her brother living directly across the street. Stephen wrote a letter. Okay. Actually, she and Stephen were very close, so I wonder if seeing Nasir's reaction, if she would write an emergency letter to Stephen that's just like, hey, just in case something happens. He kind of explaining her situation and saying and giving him the same spiel as she gave Nasir. So I wonder if he, well, I know for a fact he'd be way more willing to take in a child than Nasir would be. Nasir has the space, to be honest, but considering their dynamic has been a bit difficult, they get along, but they also haven't like talked to each other, so it's hard to say they get along more now, and more of a, you can't not get along if you don't see each other, you know? So I think we're going to give Nura some space to dwell it over. We'll see how Armando reacts and all that when he comes back from work, but it's not a pretty situation. I feel so bad. I was not expecting Gilbert to pass away at all. So with that said, we're actually going to take a quick detour actually to Marjorie, just because I want to see something. One, I want to see when her child is aging up because I didn't put it on the calendar, but two, I want to see if she and Mahe can woohoo and get pregnant again. She gets 2 more pregnancies, and because she has the least amount of pregnancies, I just kind of want to get hers out of the way. She gets 3. So when is, I keep deleting Neighborhood Brawl and it keeps popping up. Okay, birthday's not till Saturday in this episode. Okay, at the end of this episode we'll have a few birthdays, but can y'all woohoo real quick? Are you having a baby?
Yeah.
Nope. Okay, I usually try this off screen as well because sometimes it can take a minute, especially for my side households. But let's head into Stephen, because we are now at the point where we have to begin looking for Stephen's new wife. Even though him and Mary have been getting closer, that is still a married woman. And even though even though Amir does not really care about her and her feelings or anything like that, I doubt he'd want to be, you know, dealing with I'm trying to say this in a way that I don't even get monetized. I don't want to get like, I don't want YouTube to like delete my channel and I don't even make money, you know. But I don't think he'd want to be known as the person whose wife is running the streets, you know what I mean? And he just lets it happen, especially if the person she's wandering the paths with is his literal younger brother. So that's how that's going. Why did I come here? I meant to go to Stephen. Oh god. Okay, we are here with Stephen. Don't know why he turned his back to me. We're here with Stephen, who is looking mildly annoyed because the women are screaming about the rat that's been in the kitchen since he got the place. But there are a handful of prospective women that he can choose to marry. All of these women are young adults. I haven't ventured into the adult or teenage ones, like lifespans, just because I know that like historically age gaps make sense, but I'm not a big fan of age gaps in real life. So my Sims kind of follow suit as much as they can. But if worst comes to worst, you know, I'll have him look into like adult Sims. I want to stay away from the teenagers, though I know it's accurate. I'll do the teenagers like worst case scenario, but I think he has more than enough women to choose from this batch of single adult women, young adult women. So let's go through them very, very quickly. And they're all here so we can actually see them. Okay, so this right here is Twilia. Oh, and the things are broken again. I hate when that happens. So I can't tell. Thank you, better exceptions. Gosh, this happens like once every little bit, but so I can't tell his attractiveness preference for her or anything like that. All of these guys are young adults. I can see. Uh-oh, hold up. All right. Don't know which UI is making me unable to open my profiles. It only happens in this save file, specifically with Stephen. So, it must be something either on him or in the lots. But anyways, this is Twilia. She's from Sulani. She has no children and she's unmarried. That's all I know about her. Next, Lady Mabel, who's hiding her face as if she is ashamed. You have no reason to be shamed. You can... Okay, never mind. She just thinks it stinks here, which is fair. She's fine. She's not shamed at all. This is Lady Mabel. I do know about her because she's actually from Hemford on Bagley. Now, this is very deep lore and will prove who has and has not been listening to my incessant ramblings over the past 40-something episodes. But I don't know if you remember when I said that for a long time, the werewolf lineage in Hemford on Bagley has been the Lords, right? Well, the last Lord who just passed away, so the new Lord is actually human, so I'm not sure what that spells for the village, but the last Lord that passed away, who was a werewolf, his wife died and he remarried Lady Mabel. And Lady Mabel was the stepchild of the previous human Lord. So like 2 lords ago, she was the stepchild of one of those lords. The lore gets deep, guys. But no, those 2 lords are not related. So like the werewolf and that guy, they're not related. So it's not as bad as it could have been, but you know. So she already has children. She's got 3 kids. One of them died in the plague. So 2 surviving children. Both are werewolves, question mark? Or is it one of her children survived? I don't know. There's kids. Her sister also was the previous queen. I say previous because she also died during the plague. So, she is a twin. So maybe she hasn't given birth to twins, but maybe she will if she gets with Stephen. But yeah, she's very well off. She's respected. She's well known. And if she marries Stephen, he'll get a stepchild. I will not be counting the stepchild as a pregnancy because why would I do that? But I'll count it as an extra child. I just won't count that child as officially part of the bloodline unless it's an absolute emergency situation. But considering how many children we have, yeah, it's fine. And the other children are like girls anyway, so they might get married off. But yeah, so that's Mabel's story. So she lives in the village. She's still in Henford-on-Bagley. She takes care of a lot of kids. Some of them are hers, the others aren't. I don't know. But yeah, she helps take care of a bunch of kids. Alina, I don't know why I clicked that button. It doesn't work. Okay, it says Chestnut Ridge. We're going to pretend that's Oasis Springs because Chestnut Ridge is not a part of the kingdom quite yet. Or any kingdom quite yet. So Alina, I don't know anything about her. She's from Oasis Springs. Sayori, she has no children and she's from Mount Komorebi. Mount Komorebi does exist. It's just not part of any of the official kingdoms. So yeah, but she's from Mount Komorebi. This person is also from Mount Komorebi and has no children. Oh, the game created like a bunch of single women. I didn't make any of these women. They were either born through the game through like genetics and stuff, so they have family trees, or the game just made them. There's not an in between. This person, Sam Aishuno, I'm gonna pretend she's from somewhere else. Okay, so we don't know anything else about literally any other woman in here besides like Lady Mabel. So he's probably seen Lady Mabel around the village and all. Oh, why are you clutching your pearls like that? Or clutching your gold? Your chest? Whatever. Anyways, we really only know Lady Mabel. So first and foremost, before we start doing all that, because I can't open the profile thing right now and see who he is and is not attracted to, this thing is in my way. Okay. I'm going to do it the good old-fashioned way, and he is going to scope his surroundings and let me know who you're finding pretty attractive in here. Okay. So, did this girl that walked out have one? No, not Lady Mabel. Interesting. So, the ones who have caught his eye so far are this girl, who I know nothing about. This other girl, who I know nothing about. She looks cool, though. Oh, she does look cool. And this girl who's taking out the trash. Ooh, cleaning already. I also know nothing about her. So I guess that'll help me narrow this down. So who are y'all? What's your names? Can I at least know their names, please? Okay, Helen, Alina, and Susanna. Okay, so those are the three who caught his interest. I wanted Yumi. Yumi, to me, is the prettiest in my opinion. Let me see if I can find her, because she's clearly not getting married to this guy. Is it her? Yeah. This is Yumi. I adore Yumi, and I wanted them two to be together. I don't know. I was like, when I was making her over, I was like, oh, Steven's gonna love Yumi. Apparently not. He loved Linoda, so I just assumed he would like Yumi, but whatever. I'm going to take out the ones he doesn't care about and leave the ones he does. So I'll be back again with the actual applicants. So far, she's a kleptomaniac. I was about to say, this is the one he's getting along with most, but can I open the profiles now, or are you still gonna be stupid? Yep, it's still broken. Alright. Well, what have we learned so far? This girl, she has a sentiment with him. I can't open it, but she says that being around him makes her day better. She's also a kleptomaniac, so hopefully she's not pursuing this with ulterior motives. Yes. She also has ADHD. And Helen is appealing. Where's Helen? Helen has the appealing trait, and he hasn't really learned anything about this girl. But she doesn't really seem too interested, to be honest. She seems a lot more interested in talking to Helen, which hopefully it's not a Nura situation where she's kind of being forced to get married, but she's for the girls. Oh, she's just reserved, that's why. Okay. Never mind then. I mean, it could still be a Nura situation, I don't know. He's bored now. unfortunately.
Flazzle Pelka.
Tills.
Bayumi.
Baruda.
This, as soon as I start recording again, she stops. But she started playing the lute badly, I guess trying to impress Stephen, but he was just tense from the badly played music. Is everybody headed out? No? Okay. Hey, Helen. What's up, girl? Let's brighten her day. I guess apologize. Did you say something rude? Apologize. What'd you say to her? So...
That is. Nar, Vadish. Tinoba Zawang.
Everybody keeps walking away, and here she goes again with the badly played music. I guess she's really trying to impress him and be like, hey, I can fill up this home with the sound of music. He just seems so overwhelmed. Nope, never mind, he's fine. He seems like he's trying his best. Stop trying to cook. Well, this girl, she's playing chess, showing off her intellectual side. He is an intellect. He is an academic for sure. So I'm sure he'd appreciate this. You know, let's talk about dreams. Actually, now that I'm looking at Helen, she's also super cute as well. Okay, these two are actually getting along. She was just pretty reserved at first. Alright, the ladies just went home. It's improper to be at a man's abode late at night when you yourself are single. So far, he and Helen, I think, would be cute together, but I don't know. I'll try again some more. Maybe she was just being shy. He still has the highest relationship with Alina, but when Susanna started playing chess and they were actually able to sit down and have a conversation, they got along extremely well. So I'm honestly thinking that now it'll be between Alina and Susanna, but we'll just have to see. I want to get him... I want this to be like a quick turnaround. I don't want to have like an entire arc of him trying to choose a wife. Not that I don't love Stephen, but we have so much other stuff to do and he's already been married before, so it's fine. But it's looking like Alina's in the running right now. Whose ghost is this? Oh, one of the kids. It's Ralph. Alright, I turned headline effects off. This is why I can't see anything. I'm going, why can't I see anything? Oh my god. Alright, it's the next day and we're back in our main household. Mary's bladder is going down pretty quickly, so I feel like she might be pregnant. I have them woohoo off screen now. But I only do it once a day, I promise. Yeah. So everyone is getting ready for their day. We really don't have much planned in this main household. I'm just buying time for us to go back to Stephen, I guess. So I'm gonna get a lot of the main chores done on this farm, and then we'll head back to Stephen. He gets out of work at like 4, so we'll head there around like 5 or so, just to see how things are. It's raining in Heffern Bagley, so I can't do what I wanted to do with Stephen. So instead I came back to Nura. She and Christina are hiding away in the bathroom, having a little chat. Nura doesn't even feel comfortable eating downstairs with Armando anymore. She just feels completely unsafe. So she and Christina are having a conversation in the bathroom about what their next move is. Christina is actually pregnant, and of course they're hoping for a boy to satiate Armando. Nura knows that she has another chance, but she is still extremely fearful. So they're having a conversation about what they can do to hopefully guarantee that they have a boy, like at least one of them, or at least Nura, in case Christina doesn't have a boy. So she and Christina manage to convince Armando to wait until Christina gives birth to see if this is a boy. And if not, then he and Nura will try once again. But these two were trying to come up with some contingency plans. I mean, she's already written her letter to Stephen, considering Nasir had a bit of an attitude about whether or not he's keeping an eye on them. Considering that Nasir had a bit of an attitude when it came to Nura's request for him to take in take in her daughter, Lycia, in case that's not the outfit I gave. It's glitched out to what I gave her and then changed back. Whatever. But Stephen has agreed happily. Whether or not he's married, he will be willing to take it in. He was a bit more sympathetic to Nura's situation than Nasir was, but I think that's because he had a lot more of an understanding about it, because he too is in love with the woman who is married. So he's in love with a woman who is married, and if they were to be together, it would be taboo. Because that's his brother's wife. So he and her are on like different strands of taboo. Okay, let me get away from this child. They're on different wavelengths of taboo, but taboo nonetheless. So he completely understood. Oh, I don't know if I was too far away from the mic during that, but he completely understood, so he agreed. He is fearful for her and he wishes her the best, but he knows that he actually can't really get involved right now. So though he did tell her that, remember our mother used the aid of a witch growing up for multiple things, including bringing you back to life. I used the aid of a witch for fertility potions in order to have one of my sons and possibly any other future children. Maybe you can find a local witch who might have like a spell or a potion or something to guarantee you have a male, or maybe something like a talisman or something that will protect him from dying. So of course none of them know about the death flower or anything like that, so deep thoughts. Yeah, so these two are having a pretty deep conversation about what their next move is. So like I said, they're going to wait for Christina to give birth. If what she has is not a boy, obviously it'd be Nura's turn, but they need a way to guarantee it's a boy, and they need a way to guarantee that this boy survives at least till he's a teenager, or long enough for them to come up with some form of contingency backup plan. So they're coming up with quite a few plans, right? So option one that they've come up with is wait and see. Like, just keep getting pregnant these next couple times, see what they have, and then go from there, which is the least safe route, but it is the most legal route. Option two is to find a witch and find a way for them to guarantee that they have a I thought y'all solicited each other. Find a way to guarantee that they have a male, right, for Armando, which, it really depends on how much the witch demands in form of payment and everything like that. And even if that is possible, and what the repercussions would be, so on and so forth. Number three, they could try to kill Armando. I don't see Nura being above it. She's repressed, joyless, homewrecker, envious, and jealous. Yeah, I don't see her being above killing Armando, especially because then it'd make Christina a widow, and she wouldn't necessarily have to remarry. She could just say, oh, I'm grieving the love of my life, and never get remarried or anything like that. And while technically being in a relationship with Christina, who she could say, oh, is my dearest friend and caretaker of my child and stuff like that. But would Christina agree to that? Do they feel like it's come to that? Has Armando told anyone else? It's like, hey, if I go missing or if I wind up dead under mysterious circumstances or something like that, these two women did it. Like, we don't really know much about Armando or how prepared he may or may not be for, potentially being murdered by these women. He could be underestimating them, but he could also overestimate them. I don't know. So we'll see. What do y'all think? What do y'all think the best course of action would be? They could also, plan number 4, try to take all the money and run, but then, or take a handful of coins and run as far as they can, whether or not they bring the children with them. But then where would they go? They'd have to, Nura would have to completely cut ties with her family. She can't even let them know where they are or that she's alive. She won't be able to do any of that. And they need to go somewhere where she'd be safe. They'd be safe together and able to like live alone as women, safely, especially if they bring along the children. So they have a lot to think about. So y'all let me know, what do you think their best course of action would be? Because there is so much at stake here. So much. Christina took the little one out in the middle of the night to look at the snow. This guy's losing his mind. It's too much.